welcome back to another episode. So today we're gonna talk about really interesting topic as usual. Yes, so today in this video we're gonna talk about it's actually a historical, no, a type of worm, and today we're gonna talk about polychaetes. So before going to our video, today's new word, stellify, spelling Stellify, which means to return into the stars. So today's new word is stellify, Stellify. So let's move on to the main part. Let's go. So first of all, their scientific classification. So the kingdom of polychaetes is Animalia, its phylum is Annelida, and class is Polychaeta. The Polychaeta, also known as bristle worms or polychaetes, are a paralitic class of annelid worms which are generally marine. Each body segment has a pair of fleshy proteus called parapodia that bear many bristles called chaetae. And these chaetae are made of chitin. More than 10,000 species are described in this world. Common representatives includes the luckworm and the sandworms. Polychaetes as a class are robust and widespread, with species that lives in coldest ocean temperature of the abyssal plains. To form which extremely tolerate high temperature near hydrothermal vents. Polychaetes occurs throughout the Earth's ocean at all depths, from forms that lives as a plankette near the surface to a 2 to 3 centimeter specimen observed by the Robert Ocean Plains. And only 168 species are observed or described in the freshwaters. Polychaetes are segmented worms, generally less than 10 centimeter in length, although ranging at extremes from 1 millimeter to 3 meter. They can sometimes be brightly colored and may be iridescent or even luminescent. Each segment bears a pair of paddle-like and highly vascularized padapodia, which are used for the movement in many species. However, polychaetes vary widely from this generalized pattern and can display a range of different body forms. The most generated polychaetes are those that crawls along the bottom, but others that adapt to many different ecological niches, including drowning, swimming, and etc. The head or protozomium is relatively well developed compared with other annelids. It projects forward over the mouth, which therefore lies on the underside of the animal. The head normally includes 2 to 4 pair of eyes, although some species are really blind too. These are typically fairly simple structure capable of camouflaging only light and dark, although some species have large eyes with lenses that may be capable for more sophisticated visions. The head also includes a pair of antennae, tentacles like pads, and a pair of petals lines with cilia. The fertilized egg eventually hatches into tropophytic larvae, which float among the plankton and eventually metamorphose into the adult by adding segments. A few species have no larval turn and the egg hatching into the form of resembling the adult and eventually drag into the larvae. Now let's go to some interesting facts about polychaetes. So first of all, do you know that polychaetes are diversity champions? The known species of polychaetes shares only a few characteristics. Each has a head, a tail, and a body segment. And typically, each body segment has a pair of legs like parapodia with spiny bristles streaking out. It's these bristles that gives the worms their name Polychaeta in Greek, which means with much hair. So the second interesting fact is that they have survived 5 massive extinctions. Polychaetes and their relatives have been around for a very long time. Palynologists, polychaetes and their relatives have been around for a very long time. paleontologists discovered that the fossil species Canadia in the Burgess Shale, a famous fossil formation that preserved many soft-bodied organisms dating back around 505 million years ago. Like today's polychaetes, both fossil creatures had many parapodia with feather-like bristles and sensory tentacles extending from their heads. These are among the earliest non-polychaete ancestors. In these years, Earth witnessed 5 massive extinction events, one of which killed more than 96% of all marine species. Enough polychaetes made it throughout all these die-offs to give rise to the new abundance of species which we see today. So, the third interesting fact, the polychaete family tree is full of mysteries. So, let's know what are these mysteries. The earliest polychaetes evolved into 10,000 species we know over 500 million years. That gave them a lot of time to develop difference and the queries that confused scientists. Attempts to nearly organize them and describe how the species are related to each other. Called a scientist dedicated his life to this problem. In 1974, he published a paper laying out the challenge in organizing polychaetes into a family tree, and he published many more in the following years. He criticized the standard taxonomy that split the polychaetes into 2 groups. Eratina polychaetes, those that swims or crawls freely, and Sedertina polychaetes, those that stay put and no movements at all. Too many free swimmers involved from the still polychaetes, and vice versa for those who grouping into be the useful, he argued. Additionally, he noted that the taxonomists used a different trait to organize the polychaetes. So, the fourth interesting fact, polychaetes are into zombies too. The 5 species of zombie worms are named for their polychaete for eating the bones of decomposing animals on the seafloor. The skin of the zombie worms produce an acid that dissolves the bone so that they can reach the fats and proteins buried within. With no mouth or stomach, the worms rely on a root system of sorts. They drill their roots into their others' bones, and symbiotic bacteria living on the roots help them to digest their food. Exactly how the nutrients makes their way to the zombie worm still isn't clear to the scientist. Last interesting facts. The biggest polychaete is 10 feet long. Most polychaetes are small, but not the bobbit worm, reaching lengths of 10 feet. This polychaete worm is taller than an average human by a long shot. If that isn't terrifying enough, the bobbit worm is a teeth predator. Almost its whole body is hidden beneath the seafloor. 5 antennae on its head sense the fish or any creature swimming near through it. California Academy of Science named this worm after the action of infamous Lauren Bobbitt. But while Fairchild helped out by placing its unique genus, the species name remains a bit of mysteries. So that's all for about today's topic, polychaetes. So I hope you all have laughed as well as enjoyed it. So till my next video, bye bye. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and also click the bell icon. Ting ting. So stay safe, stay healthy and keep watching. Ta-ta!